high school, I had this gym teacher, and he once told me, don't say sorry, just fix it. And I don't think he knew the impact of what that phrase and those words had on me. And I don't think I did either at the time. But looking back, I really took that on, and it really has stuck with me ever since. And I've really learned to apply that to everything in my life. You know, whenever I'm feeling scared or worried about something, I think back to this, like, is this the feeling I want to focus on? Because what we focus on grows. Is this the feeling I want to grow? Fear or worry? Or being sorry about something? No. The feeling that I want to grow is usually the opposite of that. And when I don't flip that coin and choose to see it differently and stay stuck in the worry or the fear or the guilt, it grows, it expands, and it makes it a lot harder to come out of that. And, you know, I myself have struggled with a lot of depression in my past, and I can honestly say that it was because I was choosing to stay stuck in worry of the past, worry of the future, and not live in the present moment and not take action to come out of what I was feeling. You know, when we're worried about something, like, I really encourage you, when you're worried about something, to go to the worst case scenario. For example, say you're worried that the roads are really bad because it just snowed, right? And so you're like, oh my god, I don't want to get in my car. Oh my god, I need to go to the store because I need food. But so now I'm anxious because I need food, but I'm also anxious because I don't want to get outside and get in my car and have the roads be really bad. And it's just like this like constant like whirlwind of anxiety at this point, of like, you're just like so in it. You can't even like, because you just perpetuated that. You haven't taken any action. So what's the worst case scenario? Worst case scenario is the roads are really bad and you have to drive slower because of it and be more careful. Like, that's the worst case scenario. Or like, take it a step further. Someone isn't being careful and they slam into you and it causes a wreck, right? Well, hopefully no one is severely injured. But if that's worst case scenario, like, it's really not that bad, you know? Like, you do what you gotta do when those things happen, but you don't have to do that until that happens. And at the end of the day, we can't control things outside of our control. Like, duh. I just felt silly saying that, but like, really, all we can control is how we choose to respond and react to things that happen in our immediate environment. And if we get caught up in this like anxiety whirlwind of like, I don't want to drive anywhere because possibly it could be scary outside, then that's a hindrance to yourself. What if you like really need food? What if, you know, I don't know, you really need something from the store and you're blocking yourself. You're choosing to stay stuck in those feelings of worry because, oh, what if I do this and that happens? When that's not even like what you're presented with at the current moment. Is this making sense? So what is helpful is to allow yourself to go to the worst case scenario and then be like, oh, well, that's not really that bad. And like, if that happened, I would deal with it accordingly. And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and hinder myself and worry about things that don't actually exist except for in my head. And I'm guilty of this. This is the only reason I can speak to it. But, you know, what really helps you propel yourself out of those negative emotions and out of those anxiety whirlwinds, for lack of a better term, is to take action. Is to envision, like, what's the worst thing that can happen? What's the worst thing that can happen? What's the worst thing that can happen? Oh, it's not that bad. And then you take action and you see, oh, it's not that bad. And it builds confidence. It builds empowerment. It builds belief in yourself. It builds those positive thought patterns of like, oh, you know, what are the actual consequences? Oh, they're not actually that bad, and if they were, I could deal with them. Oh, okay, well then there's no need for worry or anxiety because, you know, I just do the thing, and if that happens, then I do that thing, and, you know, like, it's just like you handle things as they come to you in the present moment. Worry and fear and anxiety isn't helpful. And I'm not sharing this to project the feeling of guilt around feelings of worry or anxiety or fear, because those feelings are completely normal to our primal brain. Those feelings make sense because we think our primal brain thinks everything is a matter of safety and a matter of security. And so when we get worried about certain things, the fear part of our brain is turned on and is like, oh my God, our survival is at stake. Like, ah. So that's totally normal. But what you have to do is to train your brain to think of these things differently and to shift them as soon as they come up by taking action or by choosing to see it differently and tell yourself a better and more empowering story around it.